Useful method that equals to join.
So the name of the school is?
Sir, name of the school is Discovery Oaks International School, sir.
Discovery of
International School, sir.
International. Discovery of International.
Yeah.
DOI.
Discovery Oaks International School.
Net.
Yeah.
Is there a window for typing things? Apps, record, show captions, chat. Okay, a chat. Let me write. This is discovery of internet.
International.
You can write it?
Yeah. Just let me type, sir. Discovery Oaks International. Cool. Yes. Yeah, I just drop in the chat box.
I don't see the message here. Type message. The message is not okay. Discovery Oaks International School.
Yes.
Discovery Oaks. What is that?
Yeah.
Oaks standing for?
It's kind of like there's a tree, right, sir? Oaks.
I know.
Yeah, that.
So Discovery Oaks.
Yeah, actually, like the thing is, tree having kind of wisdom at all. So we can discover something like that. So there is a name that way. Have not joined.
And this is working from which year onwards?
So it is from like grade LKG to grade 8, sir. This is nursery KG. And
now, how many years had you been running this school?
So here, this is school like actually almost like I joined recently here, sir. This is school actually.
You joined in?
Recently, like June.
Okay,
June
recently, okay.
Yeah. So the branch which I am working, they have opened in this Hyderabad. Like other branches are there, but which branch I joined, this year only they started actually.
Your volume is slightly, maybe I will increase my volume here. Okay.
So here, I think Jelina Vedavati ma'am has joined. Ma'am, can you hear me, ma'am?
Okay, now, do you hear me well?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Your video.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Which is great.
Good evening, Ishan.
Good evening, ma'am. Very good evening, ma'am.
I am traveling back to.
Now suddenly the faces are lost. I do not see the faces now.
Yeah.
Where exactly have they gone?
Hello, good evening, Father.
Okay, you are here. Okay, now I see you. Here is a sister.
Yes.
Who is the sister?
I'm Teresa.
Teresa, of which congregation? Which congregation are you belonging to?
Saint Anne's of Bangalore.
Saint Anne's of
SAB.
Bangalore.
Saint Anne's of Bangalore.
Vedavati.
That is my certificate name, Father.
First name.
That is my certificate name.
Certificate name, okay.
Yeah, actually, I'm a convert to Christianity after my +2.
Okay.
I am the only one joined this Catholic Church from my family.
Okay. And you became a nun.
Right now, I am pursuing my PhD from Madras University,
In which subject?
entomology.
Entomology is is about
Vector control. Entomology study of insects.
physics.
Insects.
Insect, okay. Good.
So my area is about vector control.
Vector control.
Yeah, using the natural products from plants, phytomedicinal properties.
So you are planning to stop this population of mosquitoes.
Yeah, yes, somewhat like that.
Okay.
Just began my journey now. This is my second year only.
Okay. About 10 or 15 years back, I met one professor and he was saying that mosquitoes are so beneficial to the humankind.
Yeah, both the ways.
Okay. They are good as well as bad. And our session is likely to be from 6 to?
Yeah, actually 6 to 8 is spread, and some of the volunteers also will be there. So
Okay, okay,
then,
fine.
yeah, yes. So Tanu Nama, can you hear me? Tanu Nama. Okay, sir. What we'll do, we'll start the session. So you can start like from your journey, from your childhood. Then how was your childhood, like that, and then
I don't know
can
that
move
the
on.
childhood is important at all in this case.
Yeah.
My childhood is not very important. Possibly Dr. Kalam's childhood should be
Yeah.
more.
So you can start to discuss that, and slowly we can move ahead. Like.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, good evening, one and all. All those who are running this show and all the students who are listening to me, a very good afternoon. And I am happy to introduce Dr. Kalam to you, his personality, his face, and the special aspects of Dr. Kalam. As for me, I am Father George from Kerala. I had my studies in Kerala initially, and then I had my studies in Bangalore and Chennai. And it was in Chennai that I got Dr. Kalam. Here, I am happy to introduce the details about Dr. Kalam. Dr. Kalam is a completely dedicated person to the cause of our nation, to the cause of humanity, and is a completely disciplined person. We used to say, if Dr. Kalam was in Christianity, he would have been hailed as a saint immediately. But now, he had lived as a very perfect human being. And from ghettos to the Rashtrapati Bhavan, he rose. I will possibly show you some of the photos of Dr. Kalam and then start along with that. Are you able to see my screen?
Just
No.
let me check. Are you able to share the screen? I don't think so, sir.
No, I hope I will be able to share, but
yeah, let me make you host. Yeah, now you can share it, sir.
Okay. Now suddenly this link is gone. Where is it going? Okay, now I can share my screen and share screen. Screen, maybe it is this. Share. Okay. And Do you see my screen?
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
Yes,
Okay, okay, fine. Now, where do I go for a presentation? Presentation, review, slideshow from current. This is when Dr. Kalam came for my PhD defense. Immediately after the PhD defense, we had this photograph. And then here is the vice chancellor of the university at that time. Same case after the PhD defense. Dr. Kalam here. Father of India, son of India. I mean, we are just giving a title, but the nation has not given a title like that, but he was like a father. Because
Right.
I know in the Athappilly Bhavan, many children used to call him Chacha Kalam. In the place of Chacha Nehru, they used to call Kalam also Chacha Kalam. And he was acting like a father to this nation. He was completely dedicated to the nation. And he was a godfather to the universe. Okay, that is not very, very great. Now, here are some more photos. This is when Dr. Kalam came to my home to meet my mother and parents. My mother was sick and he came home. This is my father, brother, and so on. And this is when I had been to the Athappilly Bhavan. Dr. Kalam was very, very simple. He had no show off, as many politicians and many people in authority, in high power used to. Dr. Kalam, I told you, he is like a father of India because he used to tell me, the whole world is ours. When he knew that I was a father, a religious priest, he used to say like this, the whole world is ours. Yes, he always behaved as if the whole world belonged to him and as if he was a father to the nation or father to the people. See, Dr. Kalam had a very humble beginning and he had to suffer a lot in his childhood. I will show it clearly by a small PPT. I mean, by a small video. I'm closing this PPT here and then I'm going to a small video. Is that teacher? 1 second. I'll just search. I'll just search for that. This PC. Can we not take this? Okay. Teacher. I'm playing this video. I hope you can see this.
Sir, actually, audio is not. You have to go to that 3 dots, sir.
1 second. I'll just pause this one.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. Where should I go for?
There at the top, you can see the view options, sir. View options at the top.
1 second. Now I should stop this video.
Yeah, stop. Yeah.
Where is the stop video? Okay.
You
I'm
go
stopping
to
this.
the view options.
View option.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No. At the green color is coming now.
Green
here.
color. Okay.
Next to that view option is there, right?
Next to this view, this is stop share.
Yeah, there only you have view option. Cannot see that, sir.
I don't find a view option here.
Okay, just go over to the green one. Just
Green one,
it-
okay.
Yeah.
You can share screen, okay.
Yeah. So there multiple options will come. At the last, you'll be having three dots.
I don't find the three dots.
Okay, just can you stop the screen sharing? I'll show you, sir, from here. It will be easy for you.
Three dots are here. Let me see the
Yeah.
three dots. Okay.
On
Me
three
three-
dots, there will be the one option called share sound, sir. Something.
Share sound.
Yeah.
Share sound. Okay.
Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah. Now you play. It will be on.
Okay. I will play this once again.
They probably wondered
Yeah. Now it's fine.
what a Muslim.
Okay. Now I restart this.
Yeah.
A lesson for my teacher. I lived on the Mosque Street in Rameshwaram, a city famous for its Shiva temple. Every evening, on my way home from the mosque, I would linger near the temple. I always felt like a stranger here, as the temple goers stared suspiciously at me. They probably wondered what a Muslim boy was doing in front of a temple. The truth was that I loved to listen to the rhythmic chanting of the mantras, though I never understood a word. There was a strange magic in them. Of course, something else led me there. My best friend, Ramanath Shastri, was the son of the head priest. He sat beside his father at this hour, reciting hymns. Ram would steal a smiling glance at me from time to time. At school, Ram and I always sat together on the first bench of our classroom. We were like brothers. However, being a Hindu priest's son, he wore a sacred thread, while my white cap marked me as a Muslim. One day, when we were in the 5th standard, a new teacher came to our class. He looked strict. He went around the class, tapping his cane on his palm, and stopped before us. "You, the one in the white cap, how dare you sit beside the temple priest's son?" he shouted. "Go sit on the last bench." I felt hurt. With tears in my eyes, I picked up my books and shifted to the last row. Ram and I wept together silently after school. We thought we would not be allowed to be friends anymore. When I reached home that day, my father looked at me and asked, "Were you crying? What's wrong, son?" I recounted the whole incident to my father, while Ram also told his family the same story. Early the next morning, Ram came running to our house and said, "Father has asked you to come to our house immediately." I was terrified. I thought I was in for some more trouble. We hurried back to Ram's house. My heart skipped a beat when I saw our new teacher standing there. "In the light of our discussion, apologize to Kalam here," said Ram's father with a stern face. I could not believe what I had just heard. The head priest was asking the teacher to apologize to me. No child is less than another in God's eyes. It is your duty as a teacher to help students live in harmony, in spite of the differences in their background. You can no longer teach in this school, he said. Our teacher immediately asked me to forgive him. He hugged me and said, I am sorry, Kalam. I have learnt an important lesson in life today. Ram's father saw that the teacher sincerely regretted his behavior and permitted him to continue teaching. From that day on, Ram and I sat together proudly on the front bench. We have remained the best of friends ever since.
Okay. No, there is a meeting.
You can sort of stop sharing and then you can check it.
Stop share. Okay.
Yeah, stop share, then check it.
Okay, fine,
Yeah.
fine. Okay. Now, the students who are listening to this, please understand that our life is not going to be very different.
Sir, sir, your voice is stuck, sir. I think George are having some network issue. Yes, sir will be joining shortly. He having some network issue. Okay, fine. So let me- hi, Tanu Nama and
Anupama, sir.
Tanu Nama and who is that Tanu Nama? Please mute yourself, okay? Please mute yourself. And
Sir,
you
I
can
heard the
ask.
Tanulama.
Okay, right. You can ask your friends also to join. Okay, sir. I think he having network issue. Will be joining shortly back. Okay, so he is Mr. George. Okay, let me introduce you as you have joined later until sir will be joining. So he is Mr. George and he has completed his PhD. Okay, PhD means it's kind of you will be going for undergraduation, post graduation, and after that you'll be having doctorate. Okay, so like especially in engineering, if you like after MBBS, like you become a doctor. Same in engineering, or maybe some educational things if you go. So like if you go for engineering, in engineering you go undergraduate and then you go for postgraduate and then you go for PhD. So he has completed his PhD under the guidance of just a second, you can join. So he has completed, Mr. George has completed his PhD. You can say his research, okay, under the guidance of Dr. Kalam, and he was only the one scholar who has completed his studies, his research under the Dr. Kalam. Okay, so he was there in the President House and with Abdul Kalam, sir. So he'll be today's session. He'll be sharing his experiences with us, that how the Kalam sir was and how the way of working style he was having. So those things he'll be sharing because he was with the Dr. Kalam, right? So and meanwhile, like once the last, okay, once the sir's talk will get over, I'll be giving a chance you to all to interact with the sir. So whatever the questions or you want to ask to sir, you can ask, right? I'll be giving you a chance. Let me just start with this important one. Just just give me a second. Sir, yes, sir. Yeah,
Are we
can
back?
hear. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I was just telling that in life, it is going to be a lot of difficulties. Dr. Kalam had no exception. He had a difficult life. And now, view animations. Uh, Dr. Kalam had told me different stories. First, I will share with you some of the stories. You are able to hear me now?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes.
First story is like this. He said this story, at least, I mean, most of the stories he has told 2 times or 3 times. One is, one day to a home, there came 3 visitors, 3 old men. And they came to a home and knocked at the door, and a lady opened the door. And on seeing these 3 men, she invited them in. But this man said, they asked whether her husband was in or not. And she said, husband is not in, he will come by evening. And these people had come by noon. And the people said, no, we will not enter the home if the husband is not here. And then they said they would wait outside the home under a tree. And so they waited under a tree from about 3 o'clock till about 6 o'clock. And in the evening, after 6, the husband came. And to the husband, the lady told that 3 men had come, and they said they would not enter the home till the husband comes. Husband said, now in that case, immediately call them. And then the lady went out and called the 3 men inside. But the 3 men said, we will not enter the home. I mean, all of them together, but only one of them, this lady or the people in the home can select. Then this lady was in some difficulty, whom to select. And then these people said, we are, first one, health, second one, wealth, and the third one, love. You can choose any one of us, and only one will enter the home. This lady went back home and shared this case with the husband, saying that only one out of this wealth, health, and love would enter. And they discussed whom to invite. And the husband said, let us invite the wealth, because what we want at this point in time is the wealth. Do you agree with that? Inviting wealth, keeping health and the love outside. This was the suggestion by the husband. Do you like that?
A student, you can answer. You can
Yes.
also answer. Okay, students.
And then the wife said, no. It's not the wealth that we need most, but it is the health. Because if there is health, we can even make wealth. And they had a discussion on that. But then hearing this, the girl child of the family, she said, no parents, we shall not invite wealth or health, but we shall invite love, because what we want most is the love. And after a few more discussion, then all of them finally decided to invite the love. Then the lady went out and said, of you three, love is invited home. And then he followed the lady and entered the home. Do you understand that? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Students, you can respond it.
Okay. And then the story goes like this. When the love entered the home, suddenly it was found that it was not only love, but the wealth and the health were also present in the home. And then they said, if you had invited only wealth would have come. If you had invited health, only health would have come. But now, because we have invited love, all of us have come together. That is what they said. Now, what is the moral that we learn from this story? What is the moral? Anyone?
We should not be greedy.
Exactly, we should not be greedy, and we should be loving. If there
We
is
should
love,
love each other.
if there is love, everything else will be there. And if there is no love, nothing will be there. It is going to be a failure in life. And this story I remember Dr. Kalam had told me at least twice. When we go for a morning walk in the Anna University or in the Rashtrapati Bhavan, he used to tell many things, among which there will be stories. And this is one of the stories, the story of the love, wealth, and the health. And therefore, our takeaway now is, in our life, we should be having the primary importance to
Love.
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 It should be love. Okay, nice. Then another story. By the way, I hope you know that our PhD work was on the mentally challenged children, or the special children, mentally challenged children. And many people look down on the mentally challenged children. But now, in 1970s, there was a Special Olympics. And from that Special Olympics, there was a scene. This scene, Dr. Kalam used to share with me multiple times. The scene was like this. Anybody knows anything about the mentally challenged children's Special Olympic in 1970s? Anybody knows anything about it? No idea?
No, sir.
No, okay. I mean, this is something very interesting. It was a 100 meters dash. And about 6 children were at the starting point, and at the whistle, all of them started running towards the finishing line. And as they were proceeding, they passed around 25 meters, 50 meters, 60 meters. At that time, by around the middle of this distance, one child fell down. And that child could not stand up, and he began to cry. And by this time, the others had moved 5 meters or 10 meters ahead of. But then they heard the cry of this child who was fallen. What would you do? During a race or during a competition, if one child falls down, what would we do? What would we do? We will just run, and we will see to it that we are the first in the race. Is it not? Yes or no? We generally look for our prize, our first prize. our name and our fame. But it said, in this case, one child turned back and found that one has already fallen down. That child turned and ran back towards the fallen child. And then at the same time, seeing that one is now running backwards, the others also understood what was happening, and they also turned back. All of them turned back and came to the place where the child was fallen. There, they helped the child get up onto his feet. Then what did they do? What did they do later?
First aid.
Huh? They started running?
No, first aid.
They started?
First aid.
First aid, okay, giving first aid. Okay, that could be a possibility. But in this case, what they did was they held their arms together. All of them, all the six, held their arms together and walked towards the finishing point in a line. Together. Together they walked towards the finishing point. Seeing this, the entire audience, they were amazed. All of them stood up and they clapped their hands together, seeing this great show of humaneness, great show of humanity. We, the so-called intelligent people, we look for our own benefits. We look for our own prize and name and fame. But these mentally challenged children, they taught all of them a lesson that it is not the prize, but the humanity, the humaneness, the love and concern for the others, which is the most important thing. And this story also Dr. Kalam told me at least twice, because Dr. Kalam cherished this concept of bringing everyone together. And they ran together, or they walked together to the finishing point for all of them to become the first. All of them became the first. Even though one fell down, all of them became the first. And they lived in the hearts of everyone else. This is what Dr. Kalam also believed in his entire life. Though he was such a big scientist, very intelligent person, a person with very high name and fame, he always took the other people with him and made them feel happy and important in his presence. And now, one more story that he used to tell me, I will share, and then we'll go to the next examples. See, Dr. Kalam used to ask me this question. I don't know how many of you are possibly Christians. This is related to the Bible. He used to ask me a question like, Father, do you know what did Jesus Christ do immediately after resurrecting from the death? He was crucified and he died and he was buried. But on the third day he resurrected. And after resurrection, what did Jesus tell the Pilate, the ruler who gave crucifixion to Jesus Christ? Do you have any idea?
He went to see the disciples.
Okay, this is what the Bible says. He went to see the disciples, or he appeared to Mary Magdalene and so on. But Dr. Kalam always used to say something else. He says he straight away went to Pilate, the governor of that place, who ordered the crucifixion, and said something. So you know what did Jesus say to Pilate? As Dr. Kalam says. He says like this. Jesus told the Pilate, "Hello, sir, you crucified me, but I have resurrected and I forgive you. I forgive you." This is what Jesus said to Pilate. And this is a story Dr. Kalam has told me at least twice. Though the Bible does not say like this, Dr. Kalam has got some other information from some other corner, and he says like this. Meaning, Dr. Kalam is telling us or teaching us a big lesson. And what is that lesson? Dr. Kalam has got a big lesson
We
to
should
teach us.
forgive. We should
Exactly.
forgive.
Yes, even if they are killing you, not defeating you, but even if they are killing you, we are to forgive
Okay.
the enemies. That is another story he used to say. Now, Dr. Kalam used to tell me this one. What is the difference between a child, adult, and an elder? Anybody knows?
Child is innocent.
That is right. Adult and the elderly person. The basic difference.
Like a small child.
Elderly becomes.
They will act like a small child because
That is right. That is right. They used to say 6 and
adult,
60 are same.
adult used to do sins.
That is nice. Now, according to Dr. Kalam, there is a big difference between a child, adult, and an elderly person. And it is like this. A child will be always asking for things. Give me this, give me that, give me attention, give me love, give me this, and so on. Child is always to me. That is the attitude of the child. Do you agree with that? Give me food, take me, give me that, give me food, and so on. This is the attitude of a child. Do you know what is the attitude of an adult, a youth? Youth's attitude, Dr. Kalam says like this, will not ask for any help or contribution from the others. They will say, I am okay and I am standing on my own legs and I am independent. I don't depend on you. That is the attitude of the adult. And at the same time, they will say, I will not give you anything. I don't want your contribution and I am not going to give you anything. So it is a horizontal attitude, neither giving nor taking. That is the adult's attitude. Whereas the elder's attitude is?
They need help, support.
Dr. Kalam says something else. Child wants everything. Give me, give me. Adult says, I will not give, I will not ask. And the elders,
they are ready to give.
That's it. Elders, Dr. Kalam says the difference is they are now ready to give. Give to the children or give to anybody who is in need. They say, I had my life already. Now you take it. Our parents are always the best example for that. They give everything to the children. Children ask for and get it, whereas the parents, the elders, they give it. Now, therefore, Dr. Kalam is saying, what should be our attitude in life? What should we should behave like? Elders, where we are ready to give to the others. Give to the others. We should not be just a child. We should not be just an adult, but we should be like elders, where they are ready to give. And I will give you a lot of examples where Dr. Kalam was ready to give to the others. Anything and everything possible from his side, he would give to the others. And another thing I'll tell you, when Dr. Kalam agreed to be my project guide, I made a small paper saying that Dr. Kalam is my guide and this is my topic and so on. So this is, we call this a project proposal. When I made the project proposal, I wrote on that paper like this, guided by Bharat Ratna, Dr. A P J Abdul Kalam. You know, he is already a Bharat Ratna. Even before becoming the president, he was the Bharat Ratna. And then seeing this one, Dr. Kalam said, no Bharat Ratna. Though he was a Bharat Ratna, he did not want it to be mentioned in the paper. He was humble. Though he was intelligent, He was very, very humble, humble to the core. And the message to us is, we should be humble and simple. Okay. And now later, when he was the president of India, I had written a book, and a friend of mine wanted to publish that book. And to that book, he gave a title, Mahatma Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Mahatma Abdul Kalam. My friend gave an additional title to Dr. Kalam. And they showed this book to Dr. Kalam, and Dr. Kalam immediately objected. No, Mahatma. We call Gandhi as Mahatma. But Dr. Kalam, he said, no, you should not use this word. And therefore, that book release itself was cancelled because he objected to the word Mahatma, or the title Mahatma, to himself. That is Dr. Kalam, a very humble and simple person. So we should be like that, very humble and simple. Now, I'm asking you a question. Do you want to be happy or sad?
Happy.
Happy.
Obviously, all of us want to be very happy, very happy. Now, question, what is the method to become happy? What is the
Do good
method?
things.
Do good
Things.
Do good things is a possible right answer. Can anybody make a small change, modification to
Be
that answer?
humble.
Be humble. Okay, that is fine. I didn't get the next answer.
Do things for do other good, means help
Ah.
others.
Wow. Who is this one?
Your age.
Okay. I did not get the name very correctly, but the other teachers will be knowing the name, and he should be given a small gift. Okay. And he should be given a gift. Now, the answer is very much right. The mistake the people commit is, in order to make themselves happy, they try to make themselves happy. That is it. In order to make oneself happy, they try to make themselves happy. But the correct method is, you should try to make good
things.
make the others
Happy.
Happy.
And when the other is happy because of you, you will be infinitely happy. You will be deeply happy. And that happiness cannot be taken away from you. And that is the correct method of making yourself happy. I'll just give you an example. If you wanted to see things, and if it is darkness around, everywhere it is dark, and you wanted to see things, what should you do?
On light.
You should have a light. Suppose you are having a torch with you. And what should you do with the torch if you wanted to see things?
On the torch. On the torch.
You should switch on the torch. And where should the torch be pointed to?
To that object.
To the object.
To that object.
To the objects. Suppose you turn the torch to your eyes. If you turn the torch to your eyes, what will happen? Will you be able to
see the object.
You'll be all glare, and you will not be able to see, and you will not be able to see anything. Your eyes will be dimmed by this. And this is the fundamental mistake everybody commits. I want to become lighted, or I want to see things. So they turn the torch to oneself. They turn the torch to one's own eyes, or they turn the torch of happiness to one's own heart. What happens is, if you try to make yourself happy, you will not be happy. If you turn the torch to your own eyes, you will not be able to see anything. But if you wanted to see the other one, what should you do? Or if you want to see anything, you should turn the torch towards the others, the other objects. You study that in physics. And when from that object, the rays come back to our eyes, then we are able to see the object. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Exactly
Yes,
the same thing. Exactly the same thing. When you want to make, when you want happiness, you shall try to make
Others happy.
Others happy.
others happy. The light or the happiness from your heart should be turned towards the others, and then the others will become happy, and then the happiness from the others will be reflected onto you, and you will be infinitely happy. I will give you a quotation. I will give the first half of the quotation based on Dr. Kalam's life. And when this quotation was there even before Dr. Kalam's life, and I will give you the quotation, and whoever gives me the correct completion of that, filling in of that sentence, shall be given a gift. And the quotation is like this: the best things in life, freedom, happiness, peace, and love. I repeat, the best things in life, freedom, happiness, peace, and love are best obtained by. Now, you should fill in the rest of it. The best things in life, freedom, happiness, peace, and love are best obtained by. Whoever gives me the correct answer should be given a gift. Unfortunately, I am offline. I mean, I am online, and therefore I will not be able to give you the gift personally. Your teachers may be able to. Whoever gives me the correct answer first. The best things in life, freedom, happiness, peace, and love are best obtained by. Best obtained.
Ourself.
Others.
Life.
By life, by parents, and something else was there I didn't hear, but these are not the exact.
Ourself.
By ourselves, by obtained, they are best
Helping to
obtained
others.
by
Helping to others.
by giving them to the others. Somebody said that by giving to the others. Who was that?
Santosh, sir.
Santosh. Okay, very good. Santosh, if you said by giving them to the others, you are the correct, I mean, your answer is the correct one, and you shall be given a gift. I repeat now the sentence: the best things in life, freedom, happiness, peace, and love are best obtained by giving them to the others. You give freedom to the others, you get freedom. You give happiness to the others, you become happy. You give peace to the others, and you become peaceful. And finally, you give love to the others, and you get lots of love. Understand? Now, okay, I am going to prove that from the life of Dr. Kalam. When Dr. Kalam's name was proposed as the presidential candidate, then there were a lot of people calling Dr. Kalam to their different places. And wherever he went, wherever he was invited and wherever he went, he also invited whom? He also invited, he also took. He took his
Father George.
His colleagues. Okay, I was there, and the other a small set of people who used to work with him, the staff members there, I mean the personal assistant and the peon and myself, the project student. These 3 or 4 people, we were taken together with Dr. Kalam to any reception he got. And then Now, let me ask you, when he reached any place where he was invited, after alighting from the car, after getting out of the car, when the people came with a garland to him, do you know what did he do? What did he do? Dr. Kalam,
He
when
asked
he was...
him to put that balance to his friends, colleagues.
Okay, there is a possibility garland to the friends, but there will be only one garland. Then he will not be able to give to the others.
He can donate.
Who
Can donate to the poor people.
I didn't exactly get what you said. Okay, now I will tell you. I will tell you.
he will put that garland to the same person who bought that garland.
Okay, now I'll tell you. See, when Dr. Kalam was the very important person, very great dignitary as the presidential candidate and almost sure to become the president, when he comes to, he goes to a place and gets out of the car, lot of people will be there. There will be a big reception to him. But first of all, he will fold his hands to the people who are there to receive him. But first, he will say like this: now, see, this is Father George, or this is Mr. So and so, and that is this one. He will introduce first his colleagues and helpers, and then only he will accept anything from anybody else. So that is keeping the other one at the front place, at the first place, in the focus, than making myself, oh, I am great, and you please give me that, get me that, and so on. Instead of that, he was always giving the attention to
his colleagues,
to the others.
He treat everyone equally.
Yes, treating everyone equal. That is magnanimity. That is generosity. Only those people who are so generous and magnanimous, gentle and loving will be loved by the others, will be propped up by the others, will be taken up by the others to the heights. If we try to project ourselves, the net result will be nobody will consider us. Nobody will love us. Nobody will accept us. But when we try to project to the others, give the importance to the others, then they in turn will give us all the acceptance. And that is what Dr. Kalam got. Now, I will tell you another thing. One day, after Dr. Kalam demitted the office, we had been to Delhi and we went to a place in Delhi, but the exact location I do not know, but we had gone to the house of the owner of Delhi Public School. Delhi Public School is a big school, a set of schools owned by one person. I don't want to say the name right now, but now what happened was this person's daughter was a mentally and physically handicapped person. And therefore, to their home, as part of our study, we had gone. And having gone there, we interacted with these people. This mentally challenged girl was in a very serious condition she was, but later she grew to great heights. She even became a physical instructor there in the same school. And now when we were coming back, suddenly I remembered that I had forgotten my laptop in that house. So I told to Dr. Kalam in the car, sir, I forgot my laptop. Do you know what did Dr. Kalam do? Dr. Kalam, I mean, we were in a set of vehicles. There were another 2 more vehicles in front of us, and one of his PA, personal assistant, was in a car ahead, and he immediately called that person. His name was Sheridan. An assistant of his, Sheridan, was also in front of in another car, He called Sheridan and said, what did he say? What did Dr. Kalam say to Sheridan? Father George has forgotten his laptop, and therefore,
We
any
should
idea?
go back.
Okay, obviously, he said,
He gave
please,
his phone.
yes, please return and go to that home and take the laptop. But having said this, he added one more sentence. Can anybody say, if you say that, you will be given a gift? I mean, this shows how concerned Dr. Kalam was to the other people. Dr. Kalam told Sheridan to turn back and get the laptop. But immediately he added one more sentence. Anybody, any idea?
Sorry.
He said like this. He said like this. Hello, buddy. Before you turn the vehicle, look back. See whether any other vehicle is there. And then only you turn back. Then only you take a U-turn and so on. He said like that. Because he was so much concerned with the other people's lives. I don't know whether we will actually think like that. Thinking from the point of view of the other, or standing in the shoes of the other and behave or say things. Whenever possible, think from the other's point of view, not from our own point of view, but from the other's point of view. Accepted? So he instructed Mr. Sheridan, please turn back and see whether there are any vehicle, and then only turn back and then turn the vehicle and get the computer back. Now, I will tell you another story. These are things which happened, with Dr. Kalam. When we were in Anna University, we used to go for a morning walk. Usually, by about 6 o'clock, we started the morning walk. And by about 7 o'clock, we stopped the walking. And one day, I was a little late. And I joined him at a distant place in his walk. Usually we start from his home in the university and go on through various routes in the university. And then at 7 o'clock we stop. But on that day, I started a little late. Therefore, he had already started walking. And then I joined him at a different place. I came by a cycle and parked this vehicle at the new place, not at his house, but at a different place. I parked my vehicle, parked my cycle, and then we went for morning walk. We walked, and then by about 7 o'clock, we were to stop at his house. But then on that day, he did not stop the walking at his house, but he stopped at a different place. Can you say where exactly did he stop the walk?
Where
Did you park cycle?
Exactly, so very good. I am happy that you are following things. He did not stop this walking at his home, but continued walking for about another 200 meters only for me. And then when he saw my cycle there, he said, no, Father, your cycle is here. Here is your cycle. Now you can go. I will go back. That is a concern. Into the minute details he goes, and he sees to it that the other one is comfortable. He will not tax the other one. He will take an extra mile. He will walk an extra mile to make the other one happy. This was the way Dr. Kalam. And I was really lucky to get him as my project guide. He was so humble and simple and keeping the other one comfortable in his place. Now, another one. One day, it should have been in 2006 or 7. I do not remember the exact date. maybe or even 2005, I don't know. He was the president at that time, and I was asked to go to Rashtrapati Bhavan for some meeting. I went there, and I was to come back on August 22. August 22 morning, it was a Sunday, and I was coming back, and my flight from New Delhi to Chennai was in the morning around 7 o'clock. So from the Rashtrapati Bhavan, I had started by about 5 o'clock. But September 22 was a very important day for me. August 22 morning was a Sunday, and I was coming back. And my flight from New Delhi to Chennai. Oh, this is an morning around 7 o'clock. So somebody's
Yes, sir. Yes, it's echo is coming. Just a
I had started. Whoever is having that
yes, sir. Yes,
microphone on, may
yes.
switch it off.
Yeah.
Okay, all
Yeah,
of you.
now it's
switch off
fine.
your
Now it's fine.
mics. Okay, nice. Then August 22 is a very special day for me because it was the birthday of my father. So on 21st of August, I told Dr. Kalam that on 22nd, I'll be traveling at 5 o'clock. And once I am in the flight, I will not be able to make a call to my father. And till about maybe 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, I will not be able to contact my father. And I told him that 22nd was my father's birthday. That is all what I did. And then 5 o'clock, early morning, 5 o'clock, I went to the airport. And when I reached Chennai, I got a call from my home saying, what was that?
Abdul Kalam phoned
Abdul
up and
Kalam.
told.
Dr. Abdul Kalam had made a call to my home and greeted the birthday on August 22nd. And that was Dr. Kalam. He knew the needs of the others. And wherever there was a blank to be filled in, he definitely filled in such blanks so that the other people would be happy and comfortable. Whether the other one is his colleague or a superior or a subordinate, he did not care for such things. He always tried to make the other one happy. By the way, I wanted to underline something. Dr. Kalam could sense the needs of the others because, can anybody say anything about it? Dr. Kalam could sense the needs of the others, or Dr. Kalam could sense the difficulties of the others because. Anyone?
He loves them.
Once he was
Because,
the same like us.
I didn't get it correctly. Because
He loves them.
He loves them.
oh, that is one possible case. Okay, he loves them, and
He will understand the people, other people, obedience.
he was humble. Okay, I get different answers, but I mean, some of the answers were not very clear to me. I am going to give the correct answer. Let me see whether anybody had this in their mind or not. Dr. Kalam could understand the difficulties of the others because he himself had undergone a lot of difficulties during his life.
He want to help each other.
Therefore, I mean, because he had faced such difficulties, he could understand the difficulty of the others easily. And therefore, he wanted to help them and make them comfortable. If I say something, I don't know whether you will like it or not. How do you go to your schools? By walking or by auto rickshaw or by bus? How is it? By bus.
By bus, sir.
By bus.
By
How many
bus.
kilometers? Okay, how many kilometers do you? How many of you go walking? Is there anyone who go walking to the school and come back to home by walking?
Before I used to do.
Okay, before you used to do. That is nice. How many kilometers do you walk? 1 kilometer or half a kilometer?
1 kilometer, sir.
1 kilometer. Okay, that is good. 1 kilometer walking to the school and back, it's a good exercise. Now, when you walk, what all things do you see on the road?
Sir, we will see hotels, vehicles, and footpaths.
Okay, those things you
Some
see on the road.
accidents.
Anything more?
Some
Animals.
accidents.
Some accidents. Okay, fine. Anything else?
That much only, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Animals.
You see animals?
Beggars.
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 Okay. Okay, that is nice. You see beggars. Any more? Okay, now I am going to say something.
Different kinds of trees.
Trees, okay, fine.
Traffic police.
Traffic police, okay, fine. Now, I am going to say some of the things which I used to see on the road. As somebody said, beggars I used to see.
Yeah.
Lost children I used to see. Obviously, animals are there. And most importantly, I see some people working maybe on the side of the road, repairing or making canals and repairing that, or on the other, after the road, in the nearby campus, near the compound, there are people working on the field or on the construction sites or splitting firewood or doing some work like that. Have you seen them?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Or let me ask you, in your school, have you seen ladies and men cleaning these school surroundings?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sir, so many times.
Okay. Have
Sir.
you seen people who are cleaning the tables of your food?
Yes,
Yes,
sir. Yes,
sir.
sir.
Have you seen people who are cooking the food?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And you should be able to see such things in life. I am able to see all these things because in my childhood, my father was very insistent that we should do all the works at home. Whether it is tending the animals, cows and dogs and so on, or fetching water from a distance, or collecting firewood, cleaning home, making food or cooking food, all these things, he was very particular that we should do all the things. And I used to do this splitting the firewood or cutting the firewood and so on. Therefore, when I see somebody on the road or in the nearby campus, splitting firewood or digging a pit, carrying load or cleaning dirty places, it will immediately strike our mind, because we have done that work. Those people may be doing the work in the extreme hot sun or in the ugly rainy situations. Do you know why do they do all this work?
For money.
Is it because they love to do such work?
For
No.
money, sir.
Or
For
money,
financial.
financial purpose, because they are not rich. In order to make a living, they will have to do all such hard work. And because we have done such work at home in the childhood, we know that these works are not easy works, very difficult works. And therefore, when we see somebody doing such work, we will feel, when we see the other people doing such work, we will feel pity, compassion, love, mercy, and so on. Hannah?
Yes, sir.
And as for me, Dr. Kalam also had experienced all such difficulties in his childhood. And therefore, he could see what is actually going through the minds of the other people. Therefore, he knew the difficulties of the others, and therefore he wanted to make them comfortable, happy, and so on. Therefore, my suggestion, I am saying a suggestion, at home, we should do all possible work ourselves. We should not leave all the work to our parents. We should not leave all the work to our laborers,
Sisters,
workers,
brothers.
and sisters, brothers, and so on. But we also should do work. And when we do such work, on the one side, we will know the pain of this work. Number two, when we do the work for the others, they will feel a little comfortable and they will be happy. And when they are happy, we also will be very, very
Happy.
Happy.
very happy. That is for sure, definite. And this is what I learned from Dr. Kalam, and obviously from other sources also I learned this one. When we make the other people happy by taking some sufferings for the others, they become happy, but all the more, we also become much more happy. Okay, so he could see the need of giving a call to my father, and he did it. I remember my brother's son, who was possibly around 18 years of age, he got this call. He got this call from Rashtrapati Bhavan, and he said, hello, hello. And then from the other end, he said, I am Dr. Kalam, or I am Abdul Kalam. He could not understand who is Abdul Kalam immediately, because nobody expects a call from Abdul Kalam. And this boy, hey, President. And then he said, yes, I'm President Abdul Kalam. And he said, he asked him some questions, and then he said, call your grandfather. And he called grandfather, and my father was was getting ready to go to the church. And then my father also attended the call, and he got the wishing from Dr. A P J Abdul Kalam on his birthday on that year. I mean, what I am trying to focus is that whoever it is, whichever be the way, we should try to make the others
Happy.
and comfortable. And there was another incident after demitting the office. No. When he was the president at that time, again, when he was the president, he had come to Trichur, our district headquarters in Kerala. And on those days, we were also staying near to Trichur, around 2 to 3 kilometers from that place. And my mother was sick, and she was having a amputation of the leg. One leg was amputated at the knee level, and she was suffering. At that time, Dr. Kalam had come to Trichur. I told Dr. Kalam that my home is in Trichur, my parents are there, and my mother is sick, and so on. Do you know what happened?
He visited.
What happened was, suddenly, after some time, my neighbors, our neighbors there, they began to call us, saying, hey, is there any problem in your home? There are a lot of police people around your house. There are a lot of police people, police jeeps and so on, they are coming. Is there any problem in your home? Neighbors had asked us. But then we were not allowed to say what was happening. We knew what was happening. Dr. Kalam was to come, and before that, many police had come, and police dogs also had come, and they sniffed everywhere. And then after some time came Dr. A P J Abdul Kalam to my home, and he came to my mother, and then wished her recovery, prayed over her, and so on. And that was Dr. Kalam. For the other, whichever possible he would do. For the other, whichever possible he would do. And I'll tell you another simple case. I joined under him as a PhD scholar. I had done MTech in Anna University, Chennai. And when I became a PhD scholar under Dr. Kalam, I was not having any library card. And then Dr. Kalam had asked me to read some books in the library. And I said, sir, during these days, I will not be able to take library books because I am still not having any library card from this Anna University as a PhD student. My MTech library card is expired. Therefore, I will not be able to take any library book. Then Dr. Kalam immediately said, he instructed his subordinates saying, in that case, give 2 cards, 2 library cards to Father George. He immediately said that, and I got 2 cards of Dr. Kalam. So I could take library books in the name of
Dr.
Kalam. And I took books, began to read, but when he became president, then these 2 cards I did not want to return. I did not want to return to the library. And therefore, I went to the library and said, here are the cards, but I do not want to return these. Please give me an exception and give these cards to me. I will keep these cards as a memento. And I had been keeping his library cards till this day. And only recently, one library in Bangalore had asked for a card because they knew that I was having 2 cards of Dr. P J Abdul Kalam. They requested for 1 card so that they can keep it as a big memento in their library. I gave 1 card, and the second card is with me, and I will just show you that card. I don't know whether you are able to see that card or not.
Yes, sir, we are able to see.
Okay, this is the card from Anna University, Chennai, and whatever is his name, APJ Abdul Kalam is written in that. Unfortunately, there was some spreading of ink in this card. The better card is given to the library, and it is now kept in that library in Bangalore. I mean, Dr. Kalam was always ready to help. And then I will ask you a question. Whoever gives me a correct answer should be given a gift. Teachers, please note who is giving the correct answer. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. In the light of the discussion we had about Dr. Kalam's approach in life, I'm asking you a question. You have heard about some people who are pulling the legs of the others. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Pulling the legs, yes. And sometimes the pulling the legs is not simply a joke, but it will be a teasing incident. Really making the other one very, very small. Pulling down somebody. My question to you is this. Who can pull somebody down?
Sir, who
Jealous.
Okay, one is a jealous answer, and then the other one?
Sir, who want to go grow than others, sir?
Who does not want to grow?
Okay, who does not want to grow is a possibility, and who does not want the other one to grow, that is also another possible answer. But I am still waiting for.
Who should only grow?
Who is not humble, they will do.
He don't want to let him grow.
Let him, okay, who does not want to the other one to grow? Okay, that is fine. I repeat the question. Who can pull the other one down?
A person who knows others' weakness.
Okay, it's a
Doctors.
possibility.
Doctors.
Okay.
Doctors.
Doctors.
to be in the first place.
Okay. Okay. Shall I give you the answer now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to give an answer. Suppose, do you see my hands?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The left hand and the right hand. Okay, suppose the right hand wants to pull the left hand down. Okay, what should it do? If the right hand wants to pull the left hand down, what should it do? Anna?
Sir, use power. Who has more power, they can pull it.
Slightly different. I say, anyone who wants to pull somebody down should first go
Down.
down.
Only
The one who is at a lower stature, at a lower place, can pull the other one
Toward.
Goal.
Down.
Goal, sir.
Yeah, that's it. Right? So
Their goal.
whoever is mean, whoever is at a lower status can pull the others down to their status. Acceptable.
Yes, sir.
Goals.
Now the question, who can pull somebody up?
Who is at the upper
His
position?
parent.
Yes, somebody said that. Whoever is at an upper position can pull the other one up. As students, you would definitely have seen a lot of other students who are pulling the others down, or very rarely you would have seen the other students pulling the others up. What should we be like?
Pulling others up.
Pulling the others up at any cost. Even if we are going to suffer, we should pull the others up. Even if our name and fame may be at risk, we should pull the others up. That is greatness. I'll tell you one or two other some stories from the sports field now. Dr. Kalam was not a great sports person. He used to play something like, I asked him during his college days or school days, he used to play ring. These days, only the girls used to play the ring. Those days, they used to have a ring. And other than that, he was not very much into sports. But now, from the sports field, I will tell you some examples. See, a few days back, I was watching the World Cup football. Two opponents were completely free and they were proceeding towards the goalpost. One person, A, was having the ball and the only goalkeeper was there. A and B were proceeding to score a goal, but A was having the ball. And then, do you know what happened? I don't remember the team names and so on. Two people, A and B, were proceeding towards the goalkeeper, and the only goalkeeper was in front of them. A was having the ball, and then what did they do?
Kicked into
Goalkeeper stopped the goal.
A goalkeeper could have stopped the ball, that is fine, but something else happened. A was having the ball, A was proceeding with the ball, B was also moving along with, and
They're fighting for the ball.
they were fighting for the ball. Okay, that's a possibility. In general, in many cases, there will be a fight for the ball.
Goalkeeper left the ball.
Goalkeeper did not, okay, even before the goalkeeper could leave the ball, this happened. A was having the ball. Let me say the left hand is A. A was having the ball. Goalkeeper was in front of them. And obviously, when A was having the ball, goalkeeper was concentrating on
A.
Goalkeeper was concentrating on A. And suddenly,
He kicked the ball. B.
A passed the ball to
he passed
B.
to B.
Ball to B. And B immediately gave a shot. And it became a goal.
It's a teamwork.
That's a teamwork. Exactly. That is a teamwork. If A wanted the name and fame for himself, what would have happened?
He only want to kick the goal.
Okay, he would have kicked the ball and possibly the goalkeeper would
Goalkeeper was stopping.
have stopped the ball. But in this case, they passed it to B and B could easily strike the goal. And they are winning the match. When you are selfish, when you are going for your own name and fame, your team will be at a loss. Whereas if we are ready to sacrifice your name and fame and your joys and the comforts and so on for the others, as a whole, we will be the winners. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, this is what I understand from Dr. Kalam also. When he was the chief guest, when he was invited to be there and so on, he always took us also with him. And when he reached the spot, he always introduced the others. It is just like passing the ball to the other one. Let him have the focus. Let him have the importance. Let him have the comfort. I remember in this connection, whenever as a convoy, we used to go before he became the president or even after becoming the president, when we were going by a convoy, he used to ask, is Father George there? Is Father George there? He asks the whereabouts of the others because he wanted the other people to be comfortable. I remember whenever I went to the Athappilly Bhavan, when I reached the place, on meeting me, he would ask me, how was the journey? How was the food? Or how was the pickup from the airport to the Athappilly Bhavan and so on. He will ask all the details. Or he also used to ask like this, Father, yesterday, did you play basketball? He knows that I love basketball. So he will ask me, did you play basketball yesterday? And how many baskets did you score? Or he would ask, Father, last Sunday, what did you preach in the church? I mean, all such details he would ask. And he will ask, how are your parents? My question to you, when you see your friends, do we really ask such good things about our friends? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you repeat?
Very
Can
good.
you?
Are we concerned about the well-being of the other or no?
Yeah, sir.
Yes,
Very
sir.
good. Whereas there are some other people who will be always focusing on the negative sides of the friends. Did you not fail in that exam? Or did you not lose in that game? Or did you not do that mistake? They will focus on their bad aspects. Whereas Dr. Kalam will always keep you comfortable with the very good, gentle, nice questions. Acceptable? Acceptable? We should make the other people, only when we are great, we can make the other people feel great.
Great.
Okay. 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 Let me. I was not leaving the library card. Okay, we said. Now I'll tell you another question. Another example. One day in Anna University, Dr. Kalam asked me this question, and I am going to ask you the same question. Okay. Shall I ask you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Question is like this. He asked me, like, suppose you are going in one direction. From one place A to another place B, you are going in one direction. But as you are going, in between, now you see a mountain, a big mountain. What will you do? This was the question he asked me. You are going from A to B, and as you are going, in between, suddenly you find a mountain. What will you do?
We will climb the mountain.
You will climb the mountain, okay? I said the same answer, but he was not very much accepting that answer.
Sir,
Then,
we have to find some caves which can go through the area.
We will solve the how to we want to go, we want to find
how to go through the mountain, you will
find the route.
find the route. Okay, maybe through some side there may be a route.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Sir, we will search for caves which can go through area A and B, sir.
Okay, you will search for some cave.
Or
through
any things.
Okay, that is a possible answer. I had told him your first and second answer, plus I said I will circumvent the mountain. I will go along the side of the mountain and then continue my journey. But he was not accepting any one of these. Maybe the answer which somebody said cave, something similar to that he said.
We want to search for the how do we want to go.
Actually, what happened? What he said to us? Somebody said you will search for a cave, but suppose there is no cave, what will you do?
Sir, then we have to dig.
Dig. Okay,
Yeah.
that is fine. You may be given a gift. You may be given a prize.
Okay.
And Dr. Kalam said like this. Okay, what is your name?
Sridhar, sir.
Sridhar, okay. Dr. Kalam said like this: we shall bore a tunnel. By boring a tunnel, you will go straight through the mountain and reach the other side. And that is one way, it is the determination. The other way, I ask this because, for another angle. Suppose you are asking a question to your brother or your friend, and the friend is not giving you the correct answer. What will you do?
Sir, we have to help him to find.
That is a possibility. If you are helping, you are great. But in most of the cases, do you know what will happen? If you are asking a question and your friend or your brother or a sister is not giving the correct answer immediately, what will they do? What will you do?
We will tell the answer.
You will
We'll
tell the
laugh
answer.
at
That is
them.
also a good possibility. But in many cases, do you know what will happen?
We will
Sir,
mock them.
Mock it.
Ah.
Yes, we will tease, mock it, make looking down on them, and then make that other people feel smaller in your presence.
Yes, sir.
That's it. I have seen such students like that. Okay, I'll just give another example. That will be good for us. I'm now going to ask you a question. Let me see who is going to give me the correct answer. That is a very tricky question, but a very simple question. Whoever gives me the correct answer shall be given a gift. Are you ready?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, question is like this.
Sir.
A, B, and C are 3 points along a straight line. I repeat, A, B, and C are 3 points along a straight line. Distance AB is 10 centimeters. Distance BC is 4 centimeters. Question: what is the distance AC?
6.
Sir, can you repeat the question?
14 centimeters.
I repeat. A, B, and C are 3 points along a straight line. Distance AB is 10 centimeters. Distance BC is 4 centimeters. What is the distance AC?
Sir, 16
centimeters.
14, sir.
15,
16
14, sir.
14.
14 centimeters.
14
14
centimeters.
centimeters.
16 also, sir.
16 also.
14
Because
centimeters, sir.
14
Sir, did not mention
centimeters.
it.
14 centimeters. So far, nobody has given me a completely correct answer.
Sir, we can go from behind, sir, like from behind the A to C.
I want only the answer.
Sir,
What is
we
the
have to add the
28
distance from A to B
centimeters.
and the distance from B to C.
So what is the distance?
28
A to B is
centimeters.
10 centimeters and B to C is 4 centimeters. Total is 14 centimeters.
A to C. What is the distance A to C?
Sir, it is
14
A to B
centimeters.
10 and B to C 14 or 4 or 16 6, sir.
4 or 6. Why 4 or 6?
Sir,
My
sir,
question, my question
from
is only
B
this.
to
My question is only this. What is the distance AC?
A and C.
14 centimeters.
Sir, 14 only, sir,
14
because
centimeters, sir.
1 4 only.
Okay. Okay. I don't know whether anybody had given me the correct answer so far. Some people said 14 and some people said 6. But the correct answer is either 14 or 6. Either 14 or 6. Both the possibilities
sir.
are there. Both the
Sir.
possibilities are.
Because we can go from the A point from this side to reach the C point.
Okay. Say
Uh-huh.
AB is 10 centimeter and C can be after B or before B. C can be between AB or after AB. In which case, in one case it can be 14, the other case it can be 6. AC can be either 6 or 14. Acceptable?
Yes, sir. Yes,
It
sir.
depends on the relative position of C. Okay. I have not said what is the order of A, B, and C. I just said A, B, and C are 3 points along a straight line. C can be between A and B, or it can be after B. Now, now you know the answer should be 14 or
6.
6. Suppose you now go to your brother, sister, or friend somewhere else, and then you ask this question. And if that person is not immediately giving the answer, at least in some cases I know, they will immediately say, "Oh, you fool, you don't think." If we do like that, it is an injustice. But as some of you had been saying, you should help the other one to answer. We should not look down on the others. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Just because we knew the answer a little earlier does not mean that the other people are fools. Now, this is where I appreciate Dr. Kalam. Dr. Kalam asked me this question, and I answered in different ways. I said, we will climb up, we will circumvent, or we will find some easy path through this, or by the side of this mountain and so on. And he said, no, 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 no. And after these 3 answers, Dr. Kalam said like this. Oh,
We will.
Dr. Kalam said like this. Do you know what did he say?
We will dig a tunnel for.
Okay, that is Dr. Kalam's answer. But before he answered, he told me something. Father, you
We'll
are.
crash the mountain.
He said, Father, you are good. That is what he said. I had tried 3 answers, and his response was, Father, you are good. Do you like that answer? Or if
Yes,
somebody
sir.
says to you, you are good, do you like it?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, whereas if somebody says you are useless, will you like it?
No, sir.
Will not like it. Now, I am saying the difference between Dr. Kalam and many of us is Dr. Kalam would say you are good, but many of us may say you are good for nothing. We may add that for nothing. That is the difference between Dr. Kalam and us. He said, Father, you are good. And then he said, we will bore a tunnel. We will make a tunnel through this mountain and go to the other side. Okay. Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you another question. Another question. And that is, I'm going to make a small, quote. I'm giving you a quote. And you should
Sir,
say,
quote as a COURT. Am I right?
QUOTE.
Okay,
Quotation.
okay. Okay. Quotation.
Going to be a quotation. Quotation is like this. Sane people. Sane means S-A-N-E. Spelling is S-A-N-E. I hope you know what is the meaning of sane.
No, sir, we don't.
No, sir.
Okay, sane means people who are right with their brain, okay with their brain, fine with their brain. They are called sane people. And the opposite is insane, mad people like that. Okay. So sane, S-A-N-E means people who are okay, right, fine with their brain, with their thinking pattern. Accepted?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
So the quotation goes like this. Sane people will understand the limitations imposed on them by the nature and the society. I repeat, the sane people will understand the limitations imposed on them by the nature and the society, and therefore they will adjust accordingly. Understood? Understood?
No.
Sane
Yes, sir.
people will understand the limitations imposed on them by the nature and the society, and therefore they will adjust accordingly. Understood?
Yes,
Whereas
sir.
Yes, sir.
insane people will refuse to understand or refuse to accept the limitations on them by the nature and the society, and they will continue to resist it. Understood? Sane and insane people. Now, question to you. Which type of people are good? Sane or insane?
Sir, sane.
All of you?
Sane, sir. SANE.
Sane is sane. Okay, all of you accept that. All of you, any difference of opinion?
No, sir.
No difference of opinion. Okay, in that case, now I'm going to give you the answer, my answer, and possibly Dr. Kalam's answer also. We would say insane people are better.
So why, sir?
Oh, very good. I am very happy with that question. Why? And this is very good. Who asked this question? Why?
Sridhar, sir.
Sridhar. Okay, he should be given a gift. I mean, this is the greatness of education. If there is something that you do not accept is being said or done, you should be able to, you should have the guts and the openness to say why. Okay, and I'm going to give you the answer. By the way, will anybody be there to say why insane people are better?
Sir,
Uh,
sir, they'll not stop for the limits and they'll go like do more research beyond the limits.
what is your name?
Navaneet.
Navneet. Navneet also should get something. Navneet, you should get something. Now, I will continue with the quotation. Say, I repeat, sane people will understand the limitations by the nature and society, and therefore they will adjust accordingly. Whereas insane people will refuse to accept the limitations, and therefore they will continue to resist. And the rest of the quotation is like this. All the progress in the world is due to such insane people.
Sir, because they think
Can you
think
repeat
out
again,
of the
sir?
box.
Obviously, they refuse to accept the limitations, and therefore they resist. And
Sir,
that
you
is
can
why.
repeat again.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Boliye.
Sir, because insane people think out of the box, sir.
Exactly. They think out of the box. And only when you think out of the box, you get new solutions, new ways. Otherwise, you'll be always burdened by the old things, the tradition alone, the tradition, whatever the forefathers thought about you, or whatever the forefathers taught to you, only that you will think, and there will be absolutely no
New thoughts.
new thoughts, no progress at all. We were in the forest in the beginning.
Sir, what do you mean by forefathers?
Forefathers, the previous generations, our father, our grandfather and great grandfather and so on, our previous generations, whatever they had thought and taught, only those things we will also think and do. If that is the case, there will be absolutely no progress. No progress at all.
Thinking.
No creative thinking. Just as we were in the forest in the beginning, we will continue to be in the forest, and we'll be having absolutely no progress. Now, I'll give you one example from Dr. Kalam again for this, and that is like this. As part of my project work, I was asked to go to Trivandrum to visit a mentally challenged children's place and then come up with some new thoughts. But then when I went to the Trivandrum facility, they were all saying that no, you cannot think like that, you could not do like that, you should not do that, you should not do this, you are working against God and so on. They discouraged me a lot. They said, you should not do. I came back and told Dr. Kalam that they said, no, they were all saying taboo, you should not do anything. You should not do work in the field of brain. You should not work in the field of neurology. This is what they are saying. And then Dr. Kalam immediately went to his room and came back with a book. And he opened a page and he read out something to me. And it was like this. Very, very important one for all the students. This is a very important thing, I say, from Dr. Kalam, definitely. And he read out like this. In 1860s, that is 860 to 870, during 1860s, the European Science Congress passed a resolution. And the resolution was like this: nothing heavier than air can fly in the air. What is that?
Nothing heavier.
What is
than
meaning of that, sir?
I didn't get your question.
What is meaning of that?
I mean, the meaning, I repeat the sentence, then you may be able to get the meaning. Nothing heavier than air can fly in the air. Okay. If something is very heavy, if some iron piece, can it fly in the air?
No, sir.
No, sir.
This is what the European Science Congress passed as a resolution in 1860s. Okay. Dr. Kalam read out this from the book, and then he read something more. Can anybody say, what did he read? Something more. And the book says, the next sentence is, within 20 years, something happened. 1860s, this resolution was passed by the European Science Congress, and in 20 years, something happened. Anybody says?
Aeroplane entered.
Very good, very good. Who said that?
Yuvatej, sir.
Yuvatej.
Yuvatej.
Oh, he should be given a gift. And it says, within 20 years, the Wright brothers flew the aeroplane. Aeroplane was heavier than air, no doubt of it. And that is where he says, you should not be bogged down by the limitations imposed on by the nature and the society. Society will say this and that. Or your nature will say, no, you cannot fly. And there will be many people who say, no, not this. But Dr. Kalam says, no, you should think out of that. Against the currents, swim against the current. And then you will find new things. Then only there will be progress. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Understood. Therefore, it is always a challenge. You should dream, not any dream that the other people have had in their dreams, in their sleep. But you should have dreams which should take you, to the heights, very great heights. And think differently. Don't be just a part of the society. Think differently. And I'm just going to conclude because it is almost going to be 8 o'clock. Dr. Kalam said once, what is the most important resource any country ever can have? Anybody who has got the correct answer will be given a gift.
Sir, you can repeat again.
Can you
Sir, I
repeat?
have a question. How can we face a large goal
Large?
problem?
I didn't get your question. I just heard large problem. What is the question?
How can we face a large problem?
Very good question. Dr. Kalam used to ask me a similar question. Father, are you under the problem or above the problem? Are you under the problem or above the problem? If you are under the problem, you will not be able to solve the problem. You should be above the problem in every aspect. You should be above the problem, and then only you'll be able to solve the problem. And now, your answer to your question is, there may be large problems, and I would say most of the problems are very large problems. And every large problem or every problem is solved one bit at a time. I will give you a quotation. The longest journey, a journey of 1,000 miles starts
1 meter. By stepping.
Start with one step. First step.
From 1 mile.
It is step by step that we solve all the problems. Everything cannot be solved in one go. It is step by step. By the way, I am teaching programming, and in programming world, there will be a lot of big problems, big programming problems. We go by incremental method, one step at a time, and we will check whether this step is right or not. And incremental, step by step, we can solve all the problems, in fact, all the problems. Now, I was asking another question.
Yes, sir.
What was that?
You didn't told.
Okay. I asked you this question. What is the most important resource any country ever can have?
Sir,
Trees.
proudness.
Proudness, okay. What is the most important resource any country ever can have?
Human.
Human resource.
Citizens or
That is a
civilians?
possible answer. Somebody else said something else?
Citizens or civilians?
Civilians, okay. Humans, basically, okay.
Water or forests.
Water, forest, and so on. That is also possibilities.
Natural resources.
Natural resources, another possibility. But I tried many possibilities like this, but Dr. Kalam said no,
Earth.
no. Finally, Dr. Kalam gave me an answer.
Happiness.
Earth.
No. Shall I tell you?
Yes, sir.
Dr. Kalam said like this: enlightened minds of the youth is the most important resource any country ever can have. He said this one, and then he told me to repeat. And I said the answer back to him. I said like this: the enlightened minds is the most important resource any country ever can have. But Dr. Kalam immediately said, Father, you made a mistake. Can you say what was the mistake I committed?
You didn't tell the word youth.
Exactly. Who said that?
Siddhartha.
Siddhartha, you need a prize. You need a gift.
Thank
Okay.
you, sir.
Very good. I mean, consider teachers to take care of that. Now, I said, the enlightened minds of the youth. I say, Narendran, otherwise, what is his name? From Calcutta? Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda was a great man. He was great because from his youth days onwards, he was enlightened. Mahatma Gandhi was great because from his childhood onwards, he was enlightened. I would say Mother Teresa is great because from her youth onwards, she was enlightened. Dr. Kalam is great because he was enlightened from the days of his childhood. Enlightened minds of the youth is the most important resource any country ever can have. I say, at the age of 50, at the age of 60, like me, we are having a lot of new ideas, new ways of thinking. But problem is that our time is gone. If we had this thinking pattern when I was at the age of 15, I could have worked wonders. Now, you people should have this great enlightenment, great dreams, great ideas, and you should put it into practice. In that case, our India will be the greatest nation in the world. We should become useful.
Sir, give some hints to become to success our goals.
To be successful in our goals, first and foremost thing I would say is to make the other people or take the other people into confidence. When you take the other people into confidence and you prove that you and they together can do great things over, but nothing happens in the nick of a moment. It needs
me, sir.
constant effort. Because you asked me this question, I'm going to say something else, which Dr. Kalam said.
Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam once told a mantra to success. The first step is to have a great aim.
Great aim, okay.
Self-confidence and hard work.
Okay. Self-confidence and hard work. Very much, very much so. I am just going to say one or two things which Dr. Kalam said. First thing is, low aim is the crime. Low aim is the crime. If we aim low, you are not going to succeed at all. You should dream very high. And that dreams should not allow you to sleep. Dream is not something that you have in your sleep, but dream is that which does not allow you to sleep. So low aim is the crime. You should have very high aims, very high dreams, and you should try for fulfilling those dreams. There you are. I mean, when you were asking something, okay, this one also. Dr. Kalam says this one, with that I will be stopping because it's almost 8 o'clock right now. Say, Dr. Kalam says like this: God helps only those who you should complete. God helps only those who
Try.
Do hard work.
try hard. Okay, put in hard work. That is nice.
Who help?
Okay, your answer is in
Keep
fact right.
effort. Keep effort.
Yeah, keeping on putting in efforts. Okay, keep efforts, and that answer is right.
Who will do
Be
right
positive.
Confidence is part of it, and only if you have confidence, you will be continue to do work.
Who will tell truth?
Like our Thomas Edison, you continue
Who
doing
tell
work
truth?
and you will be successful. And
Who
Dr.
tell
Kalam
truth?
gives me this example. With that example, I'm stopping. Dr. Kalam, and I wanted to show you some things. I will show you that things and then I will stop. Dr. Kalam says this example. There was a scientist who wanted to know the chemical structure of an organic compound. He could not get the chemical structure properly, even after months and months of effort. And it took about 8 years. He was always thinking about it. He was always thinking about it. But after 8 years, he got the correct answer. And this answer he got in a dream. In a dream. And the dream was one snake was eating its own tail. It started eating itself from the tail. It became a circle. And seeing that dream, he got an idea, and therefore the problem that he was trying to solve for the last 8 years, he could solve. And do you know what the problem was?
Inventing bulb.
No, I mean, this is possibly something slightly heavier to your level. He was trying to find out the chemical structure of a chemical, an organic compound called benzene. He was trying to find out the structure of benzene, and usually till that time, all the molecule structure was linear. But in this case, he found that the benzene is of a ring structure. And this ring concept came to his mind because of his dream. And he was always thinking about how to reconcile this, how is this? And God helps only those who help themselves, or those who are working hard. Buy a lottery, you will not get anything. This is only those who help themselves will be helped by God. Or he also says, a prepared mind gets the answer. A prepared mind gets the answer. Now, I will just show you something. With that, I'm stopping. Dr. Kalam had given me a lot of things, many things. One I have already shown, that is the library card. Okay, now I will show you when I went to the Athappilly Bhavan, there in the toilets or on the table, they keep such things. This is the comb that they had given me in the Athappilly Bhavan, and this is the type of comb Dr. Kalam also used to use for his long hair, this brush-like comb. And then in the on the table, they leave such as certain things, basil and red sandalwood. You are able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. These things are supplied in the Athappilly Bhavan. I did not ever use anything of this, but I just kept it with me because it is a great relic and a memento for me. And you can see it is written Athappilly Bhavan there.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Athappilly Bhavan. And whichever soap I got, I just kept it. This is also written Athappilly Bhavan. And I have got a few of these soaps, but it is years now. I had been keeping these things with me. And something more, some of his handwriting, I will show you some handwriting. Where is it? Okay. Okay. Do you see this book?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And it may be very difficult for you to read what it is. I mean, this is the way he writes. Okay, this is something he has written about my project work. And finally, I am going to show you something. When he was there in Anna University, he used to go for the morning walk and he used to wear a t-shirt during the morning walk. And once I asked him, sir, how many t-shirts do you have? He said 2 t-shirts for morning walk. And I asked for 1. He said, okay, I'll give you, but later. And then when he was in the Rashtrapati Bhavan also, I asked him, Father, sir, your t-shirt. He said he will give later. And he had instructed his PA to send me his t-shirts after his death. And I am having those t-shirts. There are 2 t-shirts used by Dr. Kalam. And I am keeping this as a memento of Dr. Kalam. Okay? And that's it. Now, I wish you all the best. I thank you, all concerned people who gave me a chance to talk to you on Dr. A P J Abdul Kalam. And I have got still many other incidents and other concepts to tell you. Please have great dreams, great aims, high aims, and live as humble as possible. Do not just go for a pass in the examinations, but you should aim at the highest level in every place, but taking everybody together with you, not by ditching anybody, not by hurting anybody, but by getting everybody together, making other people also comfortable in your presence, pulling them up with you. Be the greatest of citizens of the world.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Warrior.
Sir, world is made of insane people. Means this technology, this all is made of insane people or sane people?
See, sane people, they have got a tendency to say, okay, we cannot fly, or we cannot make a machine compute, or we cannot travel so fast. We can only walk, or we can only run. Sane people will think only in a very limited fashion. Hai na?
Yes.
Whereas insane people, oh, we can only run now. No. I wanted to travel at the speed of 100 km per hour. Oh, no, not 100 km per hour. I wanted to travel 1000 km per hour. Oh, no, I want to travel even 10,000 km per hour. These are all possible things. Or making a machine calculate in one, during some time before it was unthinkable. But now it is possible.
Yes,
or
sir.
Flying. It was impossible to think, but now it is possible. And how many such great things are happening only because people who are not ready to accept what is presently there. That is, it is in that sense we say insane. Insane does not clearly mean it's just mad people, but people who refuse to accept the limitations. They are, to them, we give the title insane. Not in a very bad sense, but in the sense of thinking out of the box. Okay.
Okay. Sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
You are
So,
welcome.
yeah. So students,
Thank you, sir.
now I'll be giving you a chance. Okay. First, I'll give the vote of thanks. So after that, I'll be giving to each and every student to chance to, if you have any doubt, any question you want to ask, you can ask to sir.
They
Okay.
have already asked questions. Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
many questions. Yeah. Okay. So, sir, thank you, sir, for your wonderful words and wonderful experience which you have shared with us. And like you said, we should be humble, and like Kalam used to be, we should
Yes.
be humble, right? And we should like, he was simple, and
Kalam
we
was
should
very,
help
very
others. Yeah, we should help others. And like some of the quotations and which students have, some of the students is completed, like best things in life, freedom, happiness, peace, and love are best obtained by giving
them
to
the
others, right? Then think we should think from the other points of view. That was a good thing. And Kalam was able to sense the difficulties of others because he himself gone through the like difficulties. That was a beautiful thing, really. And the thing is, we should do all possible work at home. So student, like as we are at early age of your, so you should think of it. And another point which I have noticed, for the others, whatever possible, he will do. So you should also try to, right? And never try to pull down others. Always try to pull up others, right? That is another point. And like that, the person who is at the lower status can pull down others, but the person who is at the upper status can pull others
Upwards.
up. Yeah. So that is the thing. We should pull others up. Then we should have the teamwork. Like one of the example given, right? That A and B, that football team, and like we should collaborate, and we should not be selfish. Otherwise, we'll lose the match, right? That is the thing. And the last but not least, you are good. Some people say, like Kalam always used to say, you are good, and many of us sometimes says, many times say you are useless, right? So we should just say that you are good, like, right? And at the last, that quotation, sir, beautiful quotation which sir has mentioned. Sane people will understand the limitations enforced them by nature and society and adjust themselves. But insane people will think out of the box and they go beyond the limit, right? So that's what you should have. You should be sane or insane. You should be scholars. Okay, great.
Insane.
Okay, so now
Insane.
really rich experience, sir, and I really like appreciate your efforts, and I wish that students also enjoy the session. So students, like from our team Antriksh India, we would like to say, we like to express our sincere gratitude that you have given your very valuable time to us. And okay, so thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Okay, student, if you have any question, you can ask, and we'll take like we have another 5 minutes, so you can ask if you have any. You can raise your hand, okay, and then you can ask your question if you want anything. Sir, yeah. Then we'll wind up our session. Any scholar want to ask anything?
Otherwise, let me just make one observation.
Yeah,
I am really delighted by many students who are eager to intervene, eager to answer, and eager to question. Why is it so? Or here is the answer, or intervening this way, and they say something. That was great. Because Dr. Kalam used to say, asking the right question is the most important thing. If you do not have any question, that itself is a bad thing. But Dr. Kalam wanted everyone to ask him questions. And asking the right question, he says, is the great thing. And I would say all the questions are great. There is nothing like a great question or a bad question. Every question is a great thing because you are starting to think. And a question of the type why and why not should be the best of questions you should be having, because only when you question things that new things will be emerging. Very good. I see enlightened minds, and therefore my congratulations to all the teachers, mentors.
Sir, here, yeah, Yuvat Teja want to ask question. Yes, Yuvat Teja, you can ask. Yeah.
Sir, you have this much experience with Abdul Kalam now. So when he was in university, I forgot the name
Anna
of
University.
The best Ishan sir worked in studied Ipsims in that only. In that he was repairing and playing, sir.
Preparing?
And playing. Ishan sir told us when I was new.
Actually, sir is asking, in MIT campus, there's an aircraft. He will be working on it. How we can prepare like that? He's asking something.
MIT is having a branch called aeronautical engineering.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, therefore, there were aircrafts. I know. Yeah. Dr. Kalam was a professor. After demitting the office of the principal scientific advisor to the Prime Minister, He tried to join IISc Bangalore. Then they said your qualification is not enough to join IISc. Then he tried joining IIT Chennai or IIT Madras. There also he said, no, you cannot. Then he came to Anna University. And there they immediately accepted him. And he was instated as a professor for societal transformations. And that was my great luck. I got him as my project guide. And he became the prime minister, became the president also later. We are proud of him. And great students, we expect lots of Abdul Kalams, Thomas Alva Edisons, and many other great scientists from this school. G.
Any other scholar having doubt? Any question? Nobody? Okay, sir. So nobody having any question. So I think we shall wind up. And once again, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
Valuable time. Yes, sir.
Thank you for explaining us.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Good. See you again.
Thank you,
somewhere.
Father.
Yeah.
Have a nice day,
Thank
sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you,
Leave?
sir. Thank you.
Okay, G. Leave.
Bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye.